Welcome to another exciting episode of Novelty, where we unveil the latest science and innovation marvels in Namibia. My name is Aina Raizakoyo, and I am so excited to bring you this episode on food science and how you can start eating healthy to live a healthy lifestyle. Today we learn the difference between a nutritionist and a dietitian. Stick around for more if you want to get your health on. Let's start the show with some exciting news from the world of innovation and technology. Namibia is set to become a new frontier for satellite, internet, and digital connectivity, with companies like Starlink, Amazon, and OneWeb expressing interest in extending operations to the country. The Deputy Minister of Information and Communication Technology, Emma Theophilus, revealed the country's engagement with global tech giants including Starlink, Amazon, and OneWeb, all expressing interest in expanding their operations to Namibia. Namibia has made strides in the ICT landscape, expanding digital connectivity and the far-reaching impact of digital innovation on businesses, and increasing interest from new international players ready to come on board. Starlink, a subsidiary of SpaceX, is already operational in 5 African countries, including Nigeria, Rwanda, and Mozambique, Kenya, as well as Malawi. Recent updates to Starlink's coverage map indicate that all countries in Southern Africa, except for South Africa, will have access to the low Earth orbit internet service by the end of next year. Namibia is slated to have access starting in 2024. Meanwhile, Parates Group has secured an agreement to distribute Starlink's high-speed services across the continent. Now, Starlink offers primary enterprise connectivity, 4G and VS80 replacement, backup interim setup, and emergency services. In a similar case, OneWeb, a global communications company, has signed a 5-year agreement with QCon Africa to distribute low Earth orbit satellite connectivity services across Africa. We will be right back. Stay with us. Today on Novelty, I am having a lovely conversation with a lovely lady. Her name is Swama, and we are going to be talking all things of my love language, which is food and nutrition. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I am fantastic. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and your background in nutrition.
Okay. First of all, I would like to thank you for inviting me here today to be interviewed for this show.
Okay.
My name is Swama Mbwalala. I did Bachelor's of Nutrition, Human Nutrition at NUST. I started my career as a nutritionist, and this made me realize and understand the importance of people's health. So I did my internship for 3 months at Kadutra Hospital, which really increased the patient satisfaction to 90% rating for 3 months, right? Okay, so I wanted more growth, and I moved to the gym, where I lead a specific division of people. I really love working with people and leading a team. So I love connecting with people and educating them on health, and because I'm that person who always act as a positive role model, and always advise people to choose the healthy way. So I love that. And a little bit about myself. On my spare time, I enjoy making meal plans for my friends and family, and I also enjoy making meal preps for myself as I go to the gym also, Galgatak, eat healthy. So yeah,
I get that body.
I also got promoted, or I got picked to go do consultations at the Shakati Hospital by NutriFood company.
Nice.
And that was for 2 days on diabetic patients. So I had to do the evaluations of their menus, the diet, what's causing, because they told me the diabetic patients are not breaking their sugar level. So I have to go there and see what's wrong with their menu. Yeah, so that's basically it.
What does your job at the gym entail? What are you doing at the gym? Are you just doing meal preps for people at the gym, or is there more to that?
No, at the gym, I'm also just a member.
Oh, okay.
So I go to the gym, and then I always, like, when I have conversation with people in the gym, I always tell them, like, yeah, I did nutrition and all that.
Yeah.
And some people get interested. Oh, can you make a meal prep for me? And then I, okay, sure, let's do this.
I've always wondered what's the difference between a nutrition and a dietitian is. Is there a difference?
Yeah, the role of a nutrition and dietitians are all the same. They are all health professionals that deal with, that give vital information about healthy eating habits and dietary supplements. However, the nutritionist works primarily on population level and broader community settings, where else a dietitian does one-on-one with clients.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what are good proteins according to you?
The good proteins, as we already know, the proteins, it's there to repair the body tissues, right? Let me say you go to the gym and you want to gain muscles.
Yeah.
So you need to have a protein diet, a more protein diet, like as you go to the gym, if you want to gain weight and lean muscles. So we can get proteins from food such as eggs. You can get protein from chicken. You can get from beans, from peanuts and nuts. You can also get from lentils. It's a lot of things, and fish included. It's a lot of things that you can get protein from.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are those type of foods that are regarded as good and bad food? Is there a thing as bad food? Because if it's food, they must be good.
Okay, personally, I don't think there is a good or bad food unless it's in excess or inadequate.
Okay.
So, however, there is good fats and bad fats.
Okay.
And as we already know, fats are categorized in two categories, which is saturated fat, the bad fats that we don't need, or we need it in a minute amount. And then there's unsaturated fat, the good fats that are healthy and also reduce the risk of heart diseases.
Yeah.
So that the good fats, the unsaturated fats, you can get them from vegetable oil. You can get from chickens. You can get from peanuts and nuts. And while the bad fats, you can get that from deep fried food.
Okay.
You can get them from fatty meats. You can get from cheeses, and all those type of things.
Okay. And do you recommend fasting or dieting? Or what is the difference between fasting or dieting? Is it the same thing? What is your take on that? Because a lot of people are like, if you fast, it just means you're on a diet, you're starving yourself. What is the difference?
Okay, the difference is between fasting and dieting is that they all have to do with what you want. If you want to lose weight, so I would recommend dieting because it's important to eat less overall and fewer larger meals, which can also be more effective in weight management strategy than limiting meals for a narrow time period, which is fasting. Yeah, so you can eat like a certain meal, fewer larger meals a day, and then you still get what you want. Like you manage your weight.
Okay.
Yeah.
So managing your weight comes from your eating less portion.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Is it possible for someone to lose weight to stay healthy without working out or without eating healthy? Can I be healthy but not eat apples, but not eat, vegetables maybe?
I don't think so. But it's also like a 50-50 perception. Because the fact is that not only eating healthy contributes to us being healthy. So but there are consequences. Let me say you go to the gym and you want to gain weight or lose weight. And let me say you want to gain weight. Ne? And then your meal is based on junk food. Junk food does not only contribute to our weight or our body, but it also contributes to our mental health, to our immunity and all that. So you might look healthy on the outside, but what about the inside?
Okay. Okay. And do you recommend supplements like vitamins if I am not eating enough of X and X protein? Should I then get it from supplements? Can I take pills to make up for that which I'm not eating?
Yeah, so as you already know, nutrient absorption declines with age, right? So we need supplements to fill up that gap.
Okay.
We need supplements to give us the nutrient, to provide us with nutrients that we are not getting from the meals that we are eating. So it is important if you can afford those supplements. But if you have meals that you consider your daily, on your daily routine, you can also have that. But supplements are just there to supply you with
just
what
to boost,
you're not
what you don't have already.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what are some of the misconceptions in your field that you would like to clear up?
So the misconceptions about my field is that people are mistaken nutritionists with dietitians. They feel like they're the same thing. While nutrition focuses more on prevention at the population and community level, while the dietitian focuses more on
an individual,
like treatment.
Oh, treatment.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they treat, and us we prevent. Yeah. Let me say we are dealing with a person. We are maybe treating people to go this healthier way. We are telling you to eat a certain one so you don't get diabetes or hypertension. And when you have hypertension, now the dietitian deals with you because they need like to calculate how much are you getting, how much is your sugar level and all that.
Okay.
We can also do that, but as a one-on-one, you need to deal with a dietitian. Yeah.
Okay. And
also they mistaken nutrition with hospitality. They think nutrition and hospitality are one thing. Like a nutrition, you have to go deal with the patients. You have to deal with patients with health conditions. It's all about food and nutrition.
Yeah.
While hospitality, I think, is all about just food and cooking and yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then is it possible to stay healthy on a budget? I know like healthy food is very, very expensive. And for some of us, we stay with a community, we stay in a household where there are around about 6-7 people. How can I eat healthy in that environment? Because if I buy a sack of potatoes today, it might finish today if I'm not lucky. And if I'm lucky, probably it will finish tomorrow. So then how can I eat healthy and still maintain my health on a budget? What does the nutritionist recommend?
Okay, eating healthy on a budget does not necessarily mean that you should neglect nutrition.
Okay.
But with a little planning on how to plan your meal, you can enjoy nutritious meal without breaking the banks,
Okay.
And that's by including your inexpensive yet nutrient rich foods in your meals. So that way you have to save a little bit of money while you are eating healthy. And also you have to include, maybe you can buy seeds and then you have your household backyard gardening, where you grow your own crops or fruits or anything that you can grow at your garden. And then that way you don't have to spend money each month to buy something, especially like if you grow spinach. Spinach doesn't just die like that.
Yeah.
Once you harvest it, you keep watering it, and then it will still come up. Like after a week, you're still gonna harvest again. So you need to include that. Like especially if you're a lot in the house, you can't be buying like a lot of groceries in the house.
Yeah.
You can just plant at home.
You can plant at home.
Yeah, and then you save money, you eat healthy.
Especially for us, Awambo people, we are already farmers.
Yeah.
So we come from a farming background, and it's really just easier when you plant your own food.
Exactly.
Thank you very much for joining us on Novelty, Swama. We appreciate this conversation that you came to have with us. It was very insightful, and I did really learn a lot. The things that I didn't even know, especially the difference between a nutritionist and a dietitian. So thank you very much.
You're welcome, Designer.
We will be right back. Stay with us.
Hello, my name is Swama, and I'm going to talk about the latest innovation in my field, which is human nutrition. So for a nutritionist to come up with a meal planning for a patient, you need to use a computer system, which is NutriSurvey. So you go on Google and you type in the NutriSurvey, and then you download the app. So when you download the app, you just choose the person's age and the gender, and then you enter the food that you need, that you are planning for the patient. So the app already has the data and analysis of everything that you be entering. So you just enter the amount, and it does all the calculation for you. So after you have done all the foods, it does all the calculations, like the calories the person needs to eat, all the micronutrients and macronutrients, and then you report. When you report, you have everything on report, and then you work out your meal planning for the person.
Last week on the Novelty edition, we brought you Innovators, where Namibian students were battling it up for a space in the top 6 so that they could go and represent Namibia on an international stage, where they get to showcase their amazing innovations and also stand a chance to win cash prizes and a trip to Germany. The Innovators Startup in Residence program emphasizes the belief that fostering a culture of innovation within higher education institutions in Africa can significantly contribute to prosperity across the continent. Co-Creation Hub is particularly thrilled to announce the 6 outstanding Namibian student-led startup teams that successfully made it to the top 6. First up, we have Medilink Namibia. Second on the list, MEPSA Agro. Third on the list, Fit for Consumption. Give it up for Persuasive M Health, AI Seeds, and finally Quality One Investments. Congratulations to the 6 teams that made it. We wish you all the best.
Personally, I've experienced this where there was a time where I want to drink water from the tap, and the water is sometimes too brown or too cloudy, or sometimes it just has a weird smell, and it makes it so undesirable for me to drink it, because it seems very, very unfit for consumption. We have had serious cases in Namibia where in some other towns, people drank water and they got hospitalized. They got sick because of the water. We have also experienced the smell of the water in a lot of areas. Sometimes when you use the water and it doesn't smell quality, it doesn't smell good quality. Okay, so this is where I talk the current water quality monitoring system in Namibia is the manual one, where the water samples are collected from the plants, the treatment plants. They are sent out to the lab, and then after that they are tested. The water parameters are tested, and then they are sent back to the treatment plants. This process, the whole process, is very stressful. It's very time consuming. It's very expensive. And not to forget the fact that it involves human interactions, so it's prone to human errors. Additionally, this process lacks real-time data. So you, at that moment when you are waiting for the water results to come, you don't know the current the current quality of the water. So you have to wait for the results to come for you to again now send out the water for consumption. So this is where Internet of Things come in. So in our project, we are monitoring the quality of water on site. We have our sensors there. They monitor the water parameters, their respective water parameters. They are then processed and then they are sent out to our database, our online database. So in this case, the engineer, whether he's on site or not, he can view the water parameters. Let's say he's in Germany or wherever he is, he can still monitor the parameters, the quality of the water.
To give context, this is the second demo and showcase day that we are having. The first was in Nigeria, where we had innovations from two universities, University of Lagos and University of Ibadan in Nigeria. 6 teams moved forward from that phase, from that showcase. And I'll try to just do like maybe a recap of what we were working on. One of the startups was working on leveraging Internet of Things to solve jaundice and phototherapy in neonates. If there's anything you know about neonatal, neonatal births in Africa, about 55 to 60% of them are prone to these diseases, and that's the care that they have in those early days can actually determine to a very large extent the entire lifespan of that child. The team that's won actually presented an IoT device for helping to give access to rural parents who can afford this phototherapy, or for even hospitals using Internet of Things. We have another team who was working on carbon capture and sequestration to provide refrigeration services for rural farmers farming perishable products. So farmers who deal with agricultural products that in 1 week, 2 weeks, it spoils, and they don't have the storage facilities to do this. So this team here, called Green Freeze, is actually leveraging carbon capture technology to be able to build a prototype of a product that can help solve this problem for farmers. At the core of economic prosperity in Africa are some of these very, you would call them mundane challenges, but with very high impact for the majority of our population. Today, here you would be seeing students from University of Namibia and the Namibian University of Science and Technology, which is where we are right now, who would also be pitching solutions to some of the problems that they've been working on for the last 6 weeks, or 7 weeks now, if I could call it that. The next phase of this program, just also to give context, each of the students that move to the next phase will get $5,000 to be able to build the prototype of what they've designed in the last 6 weeks. And this prototype will then help them, apart from building that prototype, will then help them to actually deploy to the market in a way where they're actually solving this problem for real people in our society. There's always been the issue about research going on in universities ending up on shelves and in hardcover copies or even in publications. But the end product for this program is going to be a grand demo day that we're going to have in Nairobi in April, where we're actually going to be pitching, these student innovators will be pitching not just the design ideas now, which is what they're going to be doing today, but the products as it is on the market. How many lives have they touched? For people working with farmers, how many farmers do they have? For innovators working with healthcare practitioners, what's the impact that has been done within the first 3 months of 2024, after they've gotten this $5,000 to build this prototype and then deploy in the market.
That's all the information we had today on this episode regarding food science. Next week, same time, same place, we bring you more of the latest innovations in the world of science. I'll be right back next week. Stick around.